What up, guys? It's Rick here with another Monster Closet Mini. On this episode, I want to talk to you guys about boxing games. I know not everyone, I guess, would be into boxing games. Man, I miss good boxing games. And I'm not even talking strictly Punch-Out, which is what this lovely game in the background that I'm playing in. And let me tell you, real quick, it's the first time I've ever actually sat through and legitly played the actual Punch-Out, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. And I got up to King Hippo, and I couldn't land a single hit on him. Man, that game is hard. I've only really played it as a kid. And in fact, I just recently learned when Kel was over here with his Retron 5 that there was a Punch-Out for Super Nintendo, which I put the cheats on and played it with the cheats on, so it was one-hit KO. That was fun. It was still hard with the cheats on because I'm terrible at Punch-Out. But anyways, and when I say a good boxing game, I mean like Fight Night. Fight Night was amazing. I think Fight Night was one of the first boxing games aside from Punch-Out that I really enjoyed. And Fight Night Round 2 was probably even better than the first fight. Well, obviously it was better than the first Fight Night. But man, I sunk so much time into Fight Night Round 2, and this is gonna sound weird, but I like the blood in those games. I thought it was cool that you could bust up the faces. That was amazing to me. And I'll tell you what was even better than Fight Night Round 2 was Fight Night Round 3. Fight Night Round 3 was the first game that I saw on the 360 and the PS3 where I was like, wow, this is next gen. This looks amazing. Games are never going to look better than this. Just that one commercial where they're fighting that warehouse, and you just see the light coming through, and you see the rays of light, and you see the blood and the sweat, and the face rippling with each punch. Oh man, that is amazing. You know, speaking of boxing games, I will say one boxing game that I did like, that was a little silly, like Punch-Out, is Ready to Rumble Boxing for the Dreamcast, and even Ready to Rumble Round 2. I don't remember as much about Round 2. Which one was the one with Bill Clinton? I'm pretty sure one of those had Bill Clinton in it. But I can't recall offhand. It's been so long since I played Ready to Rumble. I remember building up a little rumble meter or something like that in that game. Man, that game was fun. But it's no Fight Night. I don't know what it was when they introduced the dual sticks. I just actually really just threw a whole bunch of haymakers. Man, I want a next gen, and by next gen I mean current gen, an Xbox One, PS4 Fight Night. We got that UFC, and yeah, the UFC games are fun, but that new one's not as fun as the old ones, man. UFC 2009, when that game first came out, oh, that game was amazing. Yeah. Oh, I can't even begin to tell you how amazed I was with that game. That was, wow. The one thing I didn't like was how fast it was over. You throw a few punches and bam, the guy's knocked out. Well, actually, I did like that as well. That was a unique feature, and that was awesome. But there was another game where I just liked making the guys all bloody. And I know what you're thinking, you sound like a psychopath. I don't know why I liked it, but that's, it's exciting in the actual UFC when they get knocked all bloody and everything like that. And you know what? I know in the beginning that I said boxing, and I only said boxing really because I recorded Punch-Out to go with this, but I'm just going to go ahead and throw all those kind of sports in here. I'm going to talk about wrestling as well. Man, I miss the old school N64 wrestling games. WCW versus... Let me restart this. WCW versus NWO World Tour, WCW NWO Revenge, and WWE No Mercy. Everyone's got fond memories of WrestleMania 2000. I think WrestleMania 2000 out of those THQ games was the only one I did not own. I'll tell you what was terrible though. WWF Attitude. Man, that game was terrible. I think that was the one made by Acclaim. And now I don't know if Attitude was made off the ECW engine or if ECW was done off the Attitude engine. But the ECW games, Hardcore Revolution, and I'm pretty sure there was a second one. I know there's one on N64, and I know one or two on the Dreamcast. I know Hardcore Revolution for sure. I can't remember the name of the other one, if there is actually another one. I didn't watch ECW back then. Man, that really got me into ECW. Like those games were great. Barbed wire matches, all sorts of weapons. Oh, that was great. I'll tell you though, hands down, the best wrestling game ever is Fire Pro. Man, you can have the barbed wire ropes, you can have the exploding turnbuckles, the exploding cage matches. It's just like Japanese deathmatch the game. You can have the light tubes. Man. And you know what? I'm even going to throw backyard wrestling out there. And I'm only going to throw backyard wrestling out there because when that game came out, I was super into those backyard wrestling DVDs. And you know what? If you guys heard that little ding, I apologize. You shouldn't have heard that. But you did. Anyways, those backyard wrestling DVDs, I had all of them. That was so cool to me. I actually wanted to backyard wrestle for a little bit, but I'm too fat and out of shape for that now. But man, that game, and not only did it have all those backyard wrestlers that I liked watching on those DVDs, it had my favorite bands in St. Clown Posse and Twisted on. Say what you will in the comments. I know you're gonna hate that, but you're probably gonna hate this whole thing because I'm rambling on about crappy games like backyard wrestling. But who cares? I liked it. I thought the story mode was sweet, and it had all the wrestlers I liked, the band members I liked. It even had the Rude Boy and the Masked Horn Dog in it, which is amazing. The game kind of sucked though, and it was really hard. I did like 2 though, because 2 had Sick Nick Mondo, and Sick Nick Mondo was sweet, and it's sad he no longer wrestles. What are you gonna do? But yeah, let's swing this back around for a minute towards these sports games in general. You know what I really liked? I really enjoyed WWE the arcade game. Man, that was fun. Nothing was cooler than smacking Yokozuna around and having fish and hams and stuff fly out of him, or beating up the Undertaker and, you know, bats and other creepy things flying out of him, hearts and stuff flying out of Bret Hart. Man, that game was fun. You know, I think I actually played it on the... maybe it was In Your House that was on the PlayStation. I don't remember. But I never played them on the Super Nintendo, just the arcade and the PlayStation. Man, those games were fun. Although still, hands down, best wrestling game, Fire Pro. And you know what? It's Fire Pro Returns for the PS2 is pretty sweet, but the one I've played the most is Fire Pro for the Dreamcast. And that was a Japanese-only release. Man, that... once you can learn how to get through the menus, which actually doesn't take that long, that is so great. There's so many wrestlers in that game. And, you know, now that I think about it, none of that should be... I'm losing my words again. None of that should be legal. I mean, they had Hulk Hogan, Kane, all sorts of WWE stars and everything. There's no way they got the rights to all that. That game would be so expensive. But man, that game is fun. You know, I'll tell you, even the newer wrestling games, like 2K15 got all sorts of terrible reviews and everything. But I don't think it's too bad. It could be better, but it's not too bad. I do like that you can import your own logos and stuff. You know, it's funny, I spent the most amount of this time talking about wrestling games, not even talking about boxing games, which I said this was originally about. Back on top of the boxing, that remake, reimagining of Punch-Out, that was great. That was a fun game. I got farther than that, and I did the actual Punch-Out. You saw how bad I did in Punch-Out. I mean, just look at how I'm playing this. I'm not fast enough to dodge their attacks and everything. But man, Fight Night Champion, that game was okay. I like that it was M-rated, and it had a sweet storyline, and it was kind of realistic. And I liked, you know what? I like how bloody the characters got, of course. I've been saying that over and over again. but it was hard to do in that game. I'll tell you which one I did not like. I did not like Fight Night 4, and they hyped that up to me. You know, Tyson versus Ali, and man, that game that game was trash. The fourth one is absolutely terrible, especially after coming hot off the heels of 3. 3 is probably the best, not probably, is the best boxing game ever. And now that I'm talking about 3, I think I'm going to go out and buy that game again. Because, man, that game, even with all the stupid ads for Burger King, and, you know, the Burger King being, I think he was a boxer in there. He at least was like a ring girl. Man, that game was amazing. I want to play that game so badly now. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of this Closet Cast Mini. And by Closet Cast Mini, I mean Monster Closet Mini. I'm going to get that right one of these days, don't you worry. But you know where you can find us at. Please like, follow, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. There goes that beep again. That's my Facebook, and I'm sorry that it happened again. But speaking of Facebook, you can find us at facebook.com/monsterclosetgaming. You can follow me on Twitter at GuidyJ. You know the YouTube address. Look for our little Monster Closet group on Facebook. Check out of course, check out Monster Closet. But check out GoFundMe.com/MonsterCloset. If you could donate $1 or $2, whatever it is you can. Even if you can't donate, we still appreciate your love. That's just so we can get some better equipment. As you can tell, I'm using a crappy microphone right now, and our camera's not the best. Speaking of our camera, I promise you, Closet Cast episode 6, 5 or 6, I think it's 6. Console Wars is coming soon. I had a bit of personal issues going on. Not me, but another one of our members. Expect that playthroughs. Patty's playthrough is coming soon too. I know I keep telling you that it's coming. I just had to edit all his Skyrim footage. And then I'll keep these Closet Casts coming. There's a GTA 5 one coming soon. That'll be out sometime this week. Thank you again. I can't thank you guys enough for giving us a chance and opening the closet door. No, that sounds dumb. No, don't worry about that. Anyways, again, like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. I'm Rick from Monster Closet. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. I love each and every one of you. Expect big things soon.